Hello, welcome to Appliance Master Live. Once again, I'm Bill, and with me over here on my left, way too far of a safe distance, is Kari. How are you, Kari?
Hey guys.
Are you in an undisclosed location in a bunker somewhere underground?
That's a possibility. But today we just wanted to go over like a very popular problem that customers run into is issues with the refrigerator ice maker. Specifically the ones that are in your refrigerator as opposed to a standalone.
All right, well, today I have a very common style ice maker. I mean, refrigerators with ice makers are 9 out of 10 times going to have something very similar to this, and all across the board. Many different brands, higher end brands, lower end brands. They're going to have something that looks like this. I'll just go over some of the basics. As you see, this is the shutoff arm. This arm. If you want it to make ice, you put it down, and then it'll fill with water, go through a cycle, and when this cycles, when this kicks out ice, this arm will come up, it'll kick out the ice, and then as the ice bucket fills, like this arm goes down at the end of the harvest cycle. But if the bucket is full, this arm won't be able to go all the way down, basically shutting off the ice, and it won't make more ice until you take ice out of the way, and then it can drop all the way like that. All right? These arms come in a lot of different shapes, but the theory is pretty much the same. And while I have this out, I just want to show you that this is what we call the mold inside. This particular mold makes crescent shape ice cubes. Probably very familiar with it. You probably see them all the time. And again, this is where it fills. The fill tube will come in here and fill with water. And on the bottom, you can see this is a heater. It's a mold heater. When it's time for harvesting, when the thermostat in here reaches a certain temperature, usually anywhere from 0 to 10 degrees, it starts a harvest cycle. It'll start to move. The heater will come on, and then the heater heats the mold, expels the ice, arm goes down, fills with water, and we start all over again. But that's the basics of a very common ice maker. So.
Yeah, and we have some questions from, customers that were submitted to us that, just wanted to ask to go over. It seems to be like pretty popular problems that we come across. I guess the first is my ice maker shutoff arm is stuck and won't let the ice dump. What should I do? Typically,
the only thing that, if this gets stuck, there could be ice that, at a buildup in the back, or a cube in the wrong place that's just preventing it. So you could, what you could do is like clear the area of the ice or any kind of food that may have gotten in there, and typically that's pretty much the only thing.
I guess just make sure that the arm can move freely.
Yeah.
And how it's supposed to.
And again, that's ice on, that's ice off. Okay. What was it?
And then let's see. Another question that we received was my ice maker won't stop making ice, so it's overproducing. What could be a possible cause of that?
Well, as what happened in my household more than a year ago, which I haven't fixed yet, is that these ice arms, this can come off. The arm can come out, and it can totally drop out. And so if this happens to be in the on position, and like if you find a piece of wire in your refrigerator, don't throw it out like I dropped. If you find something like this in your freezer, it belongs someplace. So if that comes off and this is in the on position, it'll just keep making ice until your freezer door pops open. It'll just keep going. So that could be part of that problem.
And then let's see, we have another question. Could the temperature outside affect the ice makers, functioning properly?
Well, I guess what matters is the temperature in your freezer. Like if it's so hot outside and you don't have air conditioning, it's possible, but those are extremes. Like again, the interior of the freezer is what regulates how quickly or slowly your ice maker produces ice. Obviously, if it's like super cold, the water is going to freeze faster. It's going to run harvest cycles more frequently, and conversely, if it's warmer, it's going to be a little bit slower.
Okay, well that definitely makes sense. So I guess, and as far as maintenance goes, what are some things that you can do to make sure that your ice maker continues working properly?
Well, your ice maker is a good, I don't know, when you, like the canaries in the mine shafts, like if your ice maker starts to fail, like if its ice production slows considerably, that could be a problem with your refrigerator itself. However, the most common problem with ice production being slowed, and again, if ice production slows, it's usually because freezer temperatures are getting warmer than they used to be. And the number one cause of freezer temperatures getting warmer than they used to be are going to be a dirty condenser coils. Now, you should clean the condenser coils on your refrigerator at least once a year. If you have pets, probably more frequently. And the condenser coils are located in different places. You can become familiar with, even in your user's manual, how to clean them, where they are. But again, they get typically, routinely, that's not uncommon. I don't know if you can tell how dusty it is. You can see part of the coil over here and how dusty these get. When that's blocked, it can't circulate air to cool off the compressor. And so that will make the compressor run less efficiently, warmer freezer temperatures, less ice. And eventually it could shut down the refrigerator altogether if it gets too hot. This is a different refrigerator, but that's just a clean condenser, so that's what it should look like. Anyway.
So I think we pretty much hit all the topics there as far as the refrigerator ice makers go. So, and then, as usual, if anyone has any questions, you can leave a comment on this video. Give us a call at 1-800-752-7123, or reach out to us on our website, appliancemaster.com.
All right, great. Thanks, Kari.